Alright, we should be live. Let's just get some people flowing in. I know some of you were having problems uh, getting in. You were asking for the stream. Let me get that for you. Let's close some of this stuff out. Oh, let's stay here. Here we go. Let me see if I've never done this, so let's see if this is the right code. Hopefully that works. Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to have tons of people here because obviously I don't have too many followers yet, but this is a really good opportunity for you guys that are here to be able to have like one-on-one mentoring, live. So if you can get in early, you can answer, a lot of questions. So let's, oh, we got 3. So all we're going to do is jump right into it. So if you have questions, just post them. I'll answer them. Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. I'm working so hard on the course. I have so much to do. You'll see all the stuff in the background there. Those boxes are like, they've been sitting there for 2 days now. It's so much inventory. I have so many boxes to get out. So I've been devoting so much time to this course that I've kind of had to even give some of my work as far as Amazon goes to a friend of mine to help me out. I've had to hire somebody. But I think in the end, the course is going to be so worth it just because I've helped so many people so far. I feel like everybody's, liking the fact that the course is reasonable. So, Mike, I really appreciate it. And the one thing that I really want to go over in this Q&A is any concerns that you guys have with the course, anything you want me to add. I know this morning we had somebody concerned about, the different shipping methods. I'm going to make an entire video just about either freight shipping or air shipping. There's 2 types of air shipping. You can do freight air or express air. I like express air. It can be expensive though, so I understand concerns about that. So yeah, just fire off questions if you guys have any. I'll answer anything related to FBA. I don't care if you guys want to talk about, retail arbitrage or where to start with that. Let's just get some stuff going and see where it goes from there. So, if we don't have too many people right now, let's just jump in. Shoot, what were some of the questions I had earlier? Oh, you want to go over the shipping stuff? Who was it that asked the question about shipping? We've got a guy down here he wants to know why I have stuff shipped to my house. So, let's go over that. So, that stuff in the back there, I have a bunch of boxes, and you might be like, well, why are you getting those shipped to your house? So, that's a brand new product. I just ordered those. That's the first time that I've seen them. And basically, I get them shipped to my house, the entire first order, just because I like opening the boxes and seeing what the product looks like. Even though I already got a sample of the product, I want to see how they do when it comes to making, a larger order. Make sure that the quality control is good. You could have an inspector do that, but I like seeing it myself. The reason that I started doing that, and the reason I'm really glad I did, was that one time my first, I think it was like my second product, I really loved the product, but what I found was that the company that I used to supply the product used a box that was thinner than paper. Like, the cardboard was so thin it was ridiculous. And what happened was that some of the products got crushed because the boxes were way too flimsy, and it caused some of the products inside to get busted, and I had to get, replacements for those. So that's why I get the first ones done, because after that, I was able to contact him and say, look, you really have to use a thicker cardboard and make sure that the products are safe inside the box. Had the next order shipped to me as well, and those ones looked good, so after that I had them shipped direct to the warehouse. So, short story is, that if I had that first box with the really thin cardboard shipped straight to the Amazon warehouse, I would have had so many returns because a bunch of them broke inside the box. So by getting it in the first place and fixing the packaging issue, I was able to make sure that everything was good before it went to the warehouse at Amazon. So, yeah. All right, we got a couple questions coming in now. So, how I got started. All right, so I'll give you a rundown of what I've done with e-commerce. How I started was 4 years ago. Well, I've been selling on eBay longer than that. I've probably been on eBay since I was about 14. I had a lot of friends who were trying to make money. They were like, yeah, I'm babysitting and making $10. I'm like, I want to make a heck of a lot more than that. You know, I've always had that drive to just succeed. So at 14, I was buying and selling everything I could. That was the first year I made over $50,000. I was 14 years old. I sold everything you could possibly find on eBay. I had my parents drive me every single weekend to yard sales. I'd buy anything I knew I could make money on. You can make a lot of money at yard sales, let me tell you. So I did that, and that kind of grew. I grew into larger items on eBay, because I used to have, you know, my budget was like birthday money. I would spend it on junk to sell on eBay rather than going out and buying toys like the rest of the kids. So I had a small budget then. I couldn't, you know, buy $100, $200, $300 items. I had to buy, you know, $5 and $10 stuff. So basically, as that grew, I started to grow a higher, you know, income on eBay. So by the time I was like 16, I was able to start buying $300, $400, $500, $600 products, and I was flipping them for $1,000, $1,500. I still do that. That's a great income. Once you guys have some money flowing in, and you know, you start making a lot with Amazon, try to reinvest some of your money into equipment. Or I'll tell you a story. Last week, it's probably 2 weeks ago now, my girlfriend was really interested. She's like, I think we should start a mini donut company. I was like, yeah, I don't, you know, whatever. So I ended up spending $1,300. I bought a mini donut machine. I had no clue what I was going to do with it. So she got it, and she was like, I don't think I want to do that anymore. So what I did, I put it back on eBay, sold it for $2,900 the next day. I ended up flipping that and making $1,400 after fees. So stuff like that. If you have cash, you can start flipping stuff as long as you get good deals. So that's where I started. I started flipping on eBay, and then as college got closer, I realized that I needed a steadier income if I was going to really try to pursue e-commerce full time. I went to college because that's what I thought I should do. I thought it would be important to get a college degree, but after I started going, I ended up graduating with a degree in economics. But even after I graduated, I was like, okay, I really don't want to, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I don't want to make $20 an hour. I want to do a lot more than that. So I really vamped up. At that point, I was doing Amazon FBA. I was selling on eBay. I was doing Craigslist. I was doing everything you could do when it came to e-commerce. But that's when I really started to step up with FBA. I had a couple products doing okay, but I really cracked down on it. I bought a course for $500 my senior year of college. I was like, okay, I'm really going to get into this. And that's when I was like, okay, you know, these courses don't teach anything. You know, I learned the basics, but the problem with the basics is the fact that they're not actually teaching you how to sell on Amazon. I learned how to use Jungle Scout. Sure, that's a great tool, but you can learn that on your own. You can learn how to go on Jungle Scout and punch in, you know, criteria, and it's going to pop up some items. And then I think the problem is that everybody uses that method, so when those products come in, they start checking every product on there. Oh, look, this fits the criteria. Let me check this on Amazon. Go on Amazon, there's 300 people offering that item. You know, so that's where the problem was. So I said, okay, I need to switch methods. I need to do something else. How can I stand out? You know, how can I think outside the box? And that's when I started coming up with my method, looking for certain products. And honestly, I had my first product ordered in probably the first 2 days, because once you like figure that you have to think outside the box and do something different, and you have a good idea of what you're looking for, the process goes a lot quicker. I don't know, you guys can comment. I don't know how many of you are like stuck with product research where you don't even know what you're looking for, because I remember being in that stage where I took a course and I was so stuck, I just didn't know what I was even looking for. It wasn't that, you know, I couldn't find products. It was that I didn't know what to look for. I was searching around everywhere and I was like, well, everything's already being sold, and I was getting discouraged. So that's when I switched gears. I went with my method that I teach in the course where, you know, differentiation is really big, and, you know, search for products that have low competition but have really big markets. So yeah, that's my story. Now I make enough money between Amazon FBA, between eBay, between, now the courses have sold a couple so far. I made a little bit of money doing that. But yeah, the coolest part about FBA is that I get to do stuff like this, or, you know, I golf a lot. You know, I go to the golf course. My favorite thing to do at the golf course is check my Amazon and go, hey, look, guess what? I made, you know, $200 in the last hour. I could have worked a job being $20 an hour, and I get to golf right now. So it's so awesome once you really get products rolling in. And, you know, the one thing that I don't like about other courses is that they're going to tell you, oh, look, this guy's selling 8,000 units. If you could just do that, you know, you can sell one product and make $25,000 a year or a month, and you're all set. That's not the method to go for, because if you're looking for products that are selling 8,000 units a month, you're going to look for a long time. My favorite process is look for products that are going to sell 10 units a day that make $8 to $10, you know, a day or a unit, and then you're going to be making $80 to $100 a day per product. And then just kind of bulk up your products, because you figure for every 10 products that you have making $100 a day, that's $10,000 a month. So, you know, now you're really moving into that category. Well, actually, no, if you make $10 a day, you're making $3,000 a product. You're making $30,000 off of every 10 units. So now if you can get 35 units, you're making $100,000 a month. And you don't even have to have one product that sells 8,000 units. You don't have to find that product. You have to find, you know, 35 units that only sell 300 units a month. So, you know, that's a lot easier to find, you know, quantity that sells 30 or 10 a day, rather than finding one that sells 300 a day. So search for those. I'm going to teach something else that entails, I had a question that was, look, in this keyword, there's so much competition. So, for example, they were asking, you know, soccer ball. The word soccer ball has tons of competition. And when you type in the keyword soccer ball, let me tell you, if you're looking for a main keyword like soccer ball, you're never going to get to the top. Because that keyword is so, like, there's so much competition, that one keyword, that you shouldn't even focus on that. So he said, well, how would I do something like that and find a keyword that has, you know, less competition but still a lot of sales? So from there, you just have to search around. So, for example, let's say that glow-in-the-dark soccer balls have, you know, there's 1,000 sales a month, and there's only 3 people selling them. Now you're looking at a product that's selling 300 units a month, but you don't even have to worry about the main soccer ball keyword. You can just focus on ranking high in the keyword for glow-in-the-dark soccer ball. So focus on the sub-keywords that have a lot of buyers, but not a lot of competition. Reason being, let's say that 200,000 people are searching for the word soccer ball, but there's 100,000 people that are selling in that keyword. It's going to be really hard, even though there's a lot of buyers, it's going to be really hard to get to the top and even get a percentage of that. It'd be way better if you got into a keyword like glow-in-the-dark soccer ball that had, you know, 5,000 customers, but 2 people selling it. You know, you're getting a much larger amount of people, even though overall there's not a ton of people searching that. There's low competition. So go for keywords like that. I'm sorry, I kind of ranted for a while there. Let me go into some questions. Oh, the other here. Sorry, my screen's a little bit different than yours. What is the best way to deal with hijackers on your branded products besides trademarking? Run clubs. I don't know if you have the course or not. I go over hijacking. Like, I have a whole video on hijacking and how to get rid of hijackers. It's really not too difficult. I know this is a problem that scares a lot of people. I've seen people that have recommended don't even bother selling on Amazon because the Chinese just come in and they overtake your product and somebody sells it cheaper. Don't get afraid by hijackers because you can get them removed. What I'm going to say is that the hijackers really can ruin your listing. So let's say that they jump on your listing offering a knockoff product that's lower quality and they're offering it for a much lower price. Well, guess what? Now they're going to get the buy box if they're selling with FBA. And if they have the buy box, then people are going to start getting their product. And if it's low quality, they're going to get your reviews, and your product reviews are going to go down the toilet because, you know, now they're getting a low quality product and it's ruining your listing. So I go through in the course about how to get rid of, like how to remove them from the buy box, how to get the buy box back, undercut them just for a short period of time. You might have to do that just because it can be really frustrating. If they have the buy box, they start selling items, and then they start getting reviews on your product that ruin your product. So just if you don't have the course and you want to know more, you could message me. Or for the guys in this, I'm really excited for where we're going with this, and I'm really glad that some of you are here. So, Run Clubs, if you don't have the course, message me. I'll work with you on a discount. You know, I just want to get people going. I want to get some action on the course. I want to get the word out there. So, I would be interested in, you know, giving you a discount on the course if you want. So, if you want more info, I'll deal with you directly about hijacking. It's kind of a simple process. It's just a lot to explain. Basically, send a cease and desist letter to them, try to get it delisted, and then Amazon's got a whole process where you can send them information about being hijacked, and they'll help you. So, Mike, I have to jump back to my day job. I'm going to catch up with this later, and since the question's over, I'd like to know more about the process of getting set up a great listing. Okay, Mike, yeah, if you want to know about setting up a great listing, you know, I don't care if you guys even want, if I have time, then I would be more than happy if you send me your product and you say, how should I list this? I'd be happy to go over that with you. I'm not here to steal anybody's products. That's not, you know, I'm trying to help you guys out, and you're helping me by referring people, doing affiliate marketing. So if you want help directly, I would help you directly. But setting up a great listing, I don't know if you guys want another video on that. I could go into more depth, I guess, with certain areas. Oh, that's something I was going to do is the keywords for listing a product, because I didn't get to that in the product listing video because the product I listed didn't have anywhere to put the keywords. So I'm going to go over that in a separate video, and I'm going to upload that in the course. I was stuck, but after watching the first section of the course, I came up with an idea. That's awesome. You know, really, that's something that I've been super excited about with the course, is the fact that I've had so many people that were stuck on product research, and then they got the course, and I've already had so many people saying, I already found a product. The course has been up since Friday. You know, other courses tell you, oh, you might not find a product for months. Well, guess what? If you have the right method, it shouldn't take months. You know, maybe it will. Maybe even with my method, it's going to take you months. It's just getting into the right niche. And then, KS, what's exciting about finding a product is try to, like, build off that product. Look at other options in that niche. That's what happened to me. My first good product I found, I ended up finding 3 more products right in that niche because I said, oh, there's a huge market here that's untapped when it comes to variation. So I started switching around. That's where I got a lot of products right in one niche. So search the same niche if you can to find you know, some other products that match yours that you can do well on. Because usually if you find one good product, there's other options and other opportunities within that product to build on it. So, do you personally try to avoid products that require testing, food contact products, baby toys that require testing, etc. for SDA? Like that. I mean, I guess that kind of depends on how far in depth you want to go into the process. But I haven't done anything that needs testing because I feel like there's so many products out there already that don't need testing. So if you can avoid that, then I definitely would, just because it's time consuming and you have to go through the process of testing the product. But if you find a product that you're like, okay, this can do really well, but it just takes the testing and sending one product into them, I would probably try to pursue it then, you know, if you really believe in the product. So, as far as that goes, just order, like if you want a product and you think it's going to do well, don't place your first order right away. Obviously, you don't want to order hundreds of them if they need testing. Order a sample, get one in the mail it out to them, make sure that everything's tested and looks good. Sometimes you'll see that on Alibaba, they'll say that, oh, the product's been tested and it's passed this and this. Sometimes they'll, you know, just lie. I've seen, like, certain products where they say, what was it? Oh, I was looking at baseball bats one time. This is when I first started. And I don't know if you guys know about how bats need to be tested for high school to be a certain specification, tested by this company. So they were advertising them as certified, tested, and then I looked and all they were doing was stamping the, you know, they can copy the stamp, and that's all they were doing. So they were never tested, so eventually you would get in trouble doing that. So you have to make sure that if they're advertising it as tested and, you know, stuff like that, you have to make sure that they went through the right process. So, you know, just be careful when it comes to testing. Make sure you have it tested yourself, or you know for sure that it was tested and that it's good. How flexible will suppliers be with MOQs? Most places are telling me my 1,000 unit minimum. I would prefer to only order 200 to 300. Are they very strict on this? Okay, so some are. Like, if you're saying, okay, I want to order this many, what I tend to do is I tell them, look, I'm just going to place a sample order now. If you could supply me with 200 to 300 in the first place as a sample, I'll order 1,000 on my next one. You know, just the reason that some of them aren't flexible when it comes to 1,000 is it depends if they have to make a certain mold. So let's say they have to make a mold, or they have to change something on their machine, and they have to buy a certain part or something. It's going to cost them money. So then they want you to buy a certain amount because it won't be worth it for them to create a mold or anything if you're only ordering 200, because then they're taking the risk of your product not selling well, and then you order 200, they buy a mold, they get it all set, they spend money, and then your 200 don't sell, you don't order anymore. So they're out money. So that's why sometimes if they have to change something on the product, they're not going to be flexible on the 1,000 unit minimum. But let's say that they're already offering a product and you're not asking them to do much except maybe put a logo on it. Usually, if you just tell them, okay, look, I just want this as a sample order, I'll place 200 of them, just put my logo on it, and, you know, try to work with them. Usually they will if it's something simple that they already offer, that they already make, because if they're already making a bunch of them, then they don't have to pay any money to change anything on their machines. They can just run them off, put your label on them real quick, and sometimes they'll be flexible on that. But when it comes to, a lot of people are having problems when it comes to minimum order quantity. They'll say, look, I can't get the minimum order quantity lower. Here's what I recommend. Okay, so if they're not willing to go lower than 1,000, but you want their product, what most people don't realize is that there's a lot of companies that have really good technology over there. You can take a product and basically just take their picture and just put it on the RFQ, request a quote and put that picture and say, look, I need this and I want 200 units. You know, and then see if other companies will copy that and say, look, we can make that and we'll do 200 units. You know, so reach around, because some companies are bigger and they only want orders of 10,000 plus units. Some companies are smaller. They're willing to work with a couple hundred to start. So really just kind of look around, see what you can do. There's no specific, like, a lot of people want specific answers when it comes to suppliers, and they want to know exactly how they work every time. Unfortunately, when it comes to Alibaba suppliers, they change a lot. And, you know, there was another question earlier about the shipping. Who was it? Yeah, Crescent asked. He asked about shipping rates, and basically the reason you can't give a definitive answer when it comes to shipping rates, like, oh, you know, why is it so much for this order, for this product, is because the suppliers will change prices. Like, I've had suppliers who I wanted the same exact product from. You know, I said, if I buy 1,000 of this product and you ship it this way, how much is the shipping cost? I'll ask the same question to two people about the same product. They'll give me two different quotes when it comes to shipping. How is that possible? Obviously, the shipping price should be the same because they're getting charged the same. But I think sometimes they try to make extra money off the shipping. So that's where I'll tend to, like, just say, look, I can only pay this much. I'll give you... It's funny because they'll quote you $500 for shipping, and then you can come back and say, look, I'll give you $300 for shipping. And sometimes they'll say yes. And it's like, well, if you're willing to do $300 for shipping, then why did you start at $5? Because shouldn't you just go off the cost? So I think sometimes they try to make extra money off shipping. So you just have to ask around, get quotes from different people. The good thing about Alibaba is there's so many suppliers that a lot of them can make the same products. So when it comes to minimum order quantity, just reach out to multiple different suppliers if one's really not willing to budge on the amount of units they want you to order. So, how many products did you start at the beginning? Well, I mean, in the very beginning, I started with 0, but, so I'll go through my product history. My first product I ordered, I took that course. I paid $500 for that course. I thought I had it figured out. I started, I'll tell you what the product is. I started, and I wanted to buy a dog bark collar, because guess what? It was on Jungle Scout. It said, oh, this is a great product. It's light, you know, you can buy it, and you can sell a bunch of them. This guy's selling 3,000 of these things. I said, wow, I'm going to sell 3,000. I got all excited, ordered 100 of them, and I got them in. Guess what? I didn't sell one for 2 weeks. And then when I finally sold one, I was way in the hole because I bought a horrible product and advertising was costing me way more than I was making. So, luckily, I have figured out since then how to get rid of bad products. I will make a video about that, on how to just break even when you order a bad product. I was able to break even in the end on that. So that was my first product. And after that, I said, okay, I need to switch methods. I started doing different research, came up with my method now, and my next product was an absolute home run. I literally bought it. I'll go through the actual cost and what I make. So I paid $8 a unit. I ordered 200 of them after my sample. I said, okay, I think I really can sell this. Ordered 200 units, and I really wish I bought more, because I got 200 units in, paid $8 a piece for them. I listed it. I put them up for $32.99. So at that rate, with the fees, I think I was making like a little over 16, like $16.50 per unit. And I started, the first day I listed the product, I didn't even put PPC on yet. I sold 10 of them. So that was $165 a day I was making without running ads. And today I haven't ran an ad on that product yet, because as soon as I listed it, I started selling them. I went to page 1 without doing ads on, so now I think I'm like the number 3 seller, but without running ads, I'm right there so everybody sees me. I'm a little bit cheaper than the other 2, so it's allowing me to be seen on page 1 when they open the page. They're seeing I'm the cheapest, I'm selling. So, I pay, so I was making 16. I sold 100, 10 a day of those. I was making good money off those. I looked further into that niche, and I found 2 more products that I said, look, these are selling well too, and there's low competition. I jumped on those, did the same thing. I was averaging 10 sales a day. I was making 12 off one, 13 off another. So between those 3 products, I was averaging $400 in profit a day. I was like, wow, this whole selling thing is, I don't know why people are complaining. It's really not that hard once you know the process of what to look for and where, where to exploit the market. That's the important thing, is you have to like get into markets that are untapped. And the cool thing about these other courses is they're keeping a lot of markets like undiscovered because they're showing the same products on Jungle Scout every time. So nobody's like exploring outside of Jungle Scout. So I'm finding all these things. Like, I don't even order all the products I find. I wish I did, but I'm so busy with this and the products I already have that it's getting kind of difficult to order every product. I'm in contact with all the suppliers and stuff. I probably have 10 products I could order. Currently, you asked that. Currently, I have 6 products. So 5 of them are now making me over $100 a day, and one of them was just launched. It's right there, and I'm really hopeful on that one. I think that one will do just as well. So that's the goal. That's what I'm, advertising is if you can do $100 a day on each item, then just multiply it. So let's say you get 10 items. You're making $1,000 a day, or you're making $30,000 a month. That's awesome. Most people can retire at $30,000 a month. So that's the goal. Find a bunch of products that will make you, $100 a day, and it's really not that hard. Like, a lot of people say, it's really tough to get a product like that. If you're looking in the right place, $100 a day on a product really isn't that hard, and it's kind of like hard to believe. When I first started selling on Amazon, I honestly didn't believe that people were making this much money, because I said, well, why would 10 people want that product, or why would 100 people want that product every day? I said, there's no way they're actually selling that many. So when I started selling, I was skeptical, but sure enough, this product that I thought nobody would want was selling 10 units, 15 units a day, and it just kind of goes from there. So if you're skeptical right now and you're like, I don't know if this Amazon thing is real, my best offer to you is to just say, you know what, I'm just going to jump in on a product. Because even if you order a product that's not great, you're still going to see that, oh my gosh, products do sell. Even if you're selling 3 a day, you're going to be saying, okay, now what's the next step? I can get to the next step, because you're going to see sales, you're going to see money start rolling in, and just kind of go from there. So I see we have 6 people watching at this point. We don't have more questions. You guys got more questions? I got more time, so but yeah, that's where I'm at. So you figure if I have 5 products doing at least $100 a day, so I'm looking at probably, I think my projection for the month is somewhere around $18,000 in profit. That's not revenue. And actually, my one product that I started selling did $613 by itself. I think it was like 3 days ago. It's not that consistent every day. It's just Mondays and Tuesdays I'm doing really well. That seems to be the best days of the week for sales. So I did $613 revenue. I make probably 50%. So that product made me $300 by itself in one day. And I had to contact the supplier and tell them, look, I'm going to need more at a faster rate than I expected, which is a good thing, But yeah, so I really hope you guys get to that point. And like, I'm not saying I'm not where I want to be. Like, this isn't the end goal for me. I'm not trying to make $500 a day. That's not the ultimate goal for me on Amazon. You see some of these guys that are teaching courses, and basically they'll say, oh, I'm making $10,000 a month or $12,000 a month. And they're okay. They don't even bother with products anymore. They just kind of say, okay, I'm just going to focus on the course and make, hundreds of thousands a month on the course. But the problem is that why would you want to learn from somebody that's not even learning the Amazon FBA curve with you? Because Amazon does change a little bit sometimes. Like, that's another problem with some of the other courses, is that they were created a couple of years ago when you could just go on Jungle Scout and you could find one product and nobody would be offering it. So they would just tell you the same thing. That's why a lot of them just say, oh, go on Jungle Scout, because that used to be a good method. Now, that's not a good method because Jungle Scout's been so saturated that you can't use that anymore. But I want to grow with you guys. I'm going to tell you, I'll keep you updated with what I'm doing in sales, how many products I have, because I want you to see that, I'm having success, and then I want to feature a lot of you when you start having success of your own. I want to feature a lot of students on the page too. So if that's something you'd be interested in, and you're like, okay, I'd love to do a co-op video with you and we could talk about my experience, then reach out to me. Even if you're having experience, right, let's do this. I would love to have one student do a video with me just about their change from what they were looking for before doing product research and how well they're doing with product research now, whether they found an item, 3 items, how they're doing with that. So if that's you, then reach out to me on Facebook. Even if it's not right now, maybe in the next couple days or next weeks, you'll find a product and, you'll say, oh, I'd really love to talk about it with other students and show them that this method works. I would love to do a video with you. So, what was the biggest challenge at the beginning for you and how did you overcome it? So the biggest challenge for me when it came to FBA was probably product research. I think that's everybody's biggest challenge in the beginning, is trying to find a product. I was so discouraged. It took me I wanted to give up. That's why I tell people don't give up. I'm so glad I didn't, because I got to this point. But if I had just given up, I wouldn't have gotten here. But I was close to giving up because I was so sick of looking at products, and especially after I ordered my first one and it started losing money doing ads, I was really getting discouraged because I was like, okay, well, now I see how Amazon works. You have to spend more money on advertisements than you actually make. But I stuck with it, kept going, and eventually I was able to overcome that, and I was able to start doing product research differently, and it started working. So, that was a challenge in the beginning. What else? Let's see. Ordering products was pretty easy. I did have experience with Alibaba before, so that wasn't too bad. Oh, here's the other thing. I had used Alibaba. I knew how to contact suppliers. The other challenge, like a lot of people are having that I've seen, is trying to discuss terms of getting products. Because I had money saved, but the problem was I was having trouble finding items that I could make a profit on. Because a lot of the stuff I was looking at was big and bulky. I was looking at pool floats, stuff like that. That's still a good product. But the amount of money it was going to cost me to order a bunch, I didn't have that much money. So I had to find products that fit my price range. And, people like this guy up here asked about minimum order quantity. I had to find minimum order quantities that were low enough that I could afford to buy, a bulk amount of them. Had to find ones with reasonable shipping. So that was a little bit difficult. But the process gets a little bit easier after your first purchase. If you have money right now, let me tell you, this process is going to be a lot easier for you. But if you don't have tons of money to spend, it's going to be a little bit harder because your first product has to, be in your price range when it comes to shipping and the price of the units itself. So that was a little bit difficult, but finally I figured out how to discuss shipping and found a product that fit my price range. And then after that, it got a lot easier because I started selling that product. And even though I had the money, the biggest issue was coming up with the cash and putting it out there. Because I make so much, I was doing so well as a teenager on eBay that I had a bunch of money saved, but I didn't like handing it over for products that I didn't know about. I had cold feet when it came to, spending a couple $1,000s or even $1,000 on a large order because I said, I don't know about this process. I don't know if this works. And it was a learning curve. So that was difficult, just trying to get the nerve to jump in. And that's where I know a lot of people are, is they want to make this a full-time income. They want Amazon FBA to work, but they have cold feet about jumping in because they just don't know. But it's like anything else. You know, it's like getting a job. Before you get a job, you get nervous about, I don't know if I'm going to like the job. And, you know, people get afraid. But you just have to do it. You have to just jump in. The great thing about the affiliate course here, with like offering this course to other people, try to get 20 people to sign up for the course. You'll make $50 every time you get somebody to sign up. That would give you an $1,000 budget to spend on a product. And that money, you know, you just earned on the side selling, you know, advertising this course. So that's a great way to not spend your own money. So in general, as a percentage of net profit do you look for in your products? So I like to, my goal is to be somewhere around $10 to $12 for profit, and that's before PPC, because PPC will cut into your profit a little bit, depending on your product. So before, I was looking for products probably in the $8 range, but then by the time I was done with PPC, I was making $5 a unit, which isn't bad. You know, I like to end around $8 to $10 after advertising, but it also depends on what you're paying for the product. You guys aren't going to believe this, but one of my products is $1. I bought 1,000 units for $1,000. That was including shipping. I use air shipping for that, and I sell the product for $19.95. So I make $13 off of each unit. And most people will say, well, it's good if you can do, you know, 100% return on investment. Sometimes you get a lot better than that. You know, I'm making $12 every time I sell one, and I spent $1 on it. That's awesome. So you can get a much higher return on investment. You just have to look for products. All products have a different return on investment. And I would say this, you're asking the percentage of net profit do you look for? It depends how much you have to spend. Because if you only have $2,000 to spend, I would probably try to find a product that will have a higher return on investment and net profit that's larger. But if you have more money to spend and you can buy a lot of units and money's not really an issue, you could look at products that are, you know, $20 and they resell and you make $10 off of each unit. Then, you know, you're spending more to make less, but you have the extra money, so it doesn't really matter that much, and you're still making a profit on every unit. Make sure your profit's at least $8. That's what I'm going to tell you. Doesn't matter what you're paying for it, make sure it's at least $8, because after the cost of advertising, you want to make sure that you have enough of a buffer to make a profit. I saw somebody that wanted a product, and it was, I think they were going to sell it for like $8. They said their profit was like $1 per item, and I said, okay, this is a bad idea. You shouldn't do this. And they said, well, it's still $1 an item, and I can sell, look, this guy's selling 3,000 of them. Jumps on it, you know, pays I think he paid $1 a piece for them or something in order. He was going to try to make $1. Advertising ruined it. He was spending $3 on every unit in advertising before he sold one. He kept losing money. Eventually, he just gave up on the product. But I said, I told you, you can't have a profit margin of $1 and expect to make it unless that market's really, like, small, or, like, the market itself doesn't have much competition, and you could list it and you could make $2 off of each item, but you didn't have to advertise. If it sold itself organically, then yes, you could do that. If you wanted to sell 2,000 of those units a month, then that'd be great. But try to stay between $8 and $10, because almost every time you're going to have to run PPC in the beginning just to rank your product, and then you can drop it. But keep it above $8. How many units do you give away around, and how do you so here's the thing. All right, so this is something that is taught in a lot of other courses. running a giveaway in the beginning. Yes, it can be beneficiary, but the problem with giveaways is they don't work like they used to. Amazon stopped allowing you to trade reviews for, like, you can't give away items for reviews anymore because a lot of people were just contacting members and saying, hey, look, I'll give you I'll give you this product for free if you just leave a review after. And a lot of people were leaving reviews that weren't accurate with what their actual feeling was. So Amazon cut down on that to get honest reviews from people. So if I was going to do a giveaway and try to just get some reviews in the beginning, I don't know, I'd probably give away 100 units. If I was going to do a giveaway. I'll be honest, I haven't done a giveaway yet because when I found my products, I felt that it wasn't super important. Increasing sale velocity. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, the problem with, like, sale velocity is your item doesn't rank as fast. It will rank a little bit, but it's not going to rank as quick if you do tons of giveaways in the beginning. You do have to give away a lot. I would probably give away 200 units. Depends on the item, because the thing with giveaways is a lot of people do them, but if you're paying $5 or $10 per unit, most people don't have, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to give away. But if your item's cheap, then give away as many as you can possibly afford. So if your product's only $2 a piece and you have $600 or $700 that you can afford to get your item going, then give away 300, give away 350. I don't know. A lot of people have had success with Viral Launch. I don't have much experience with them. But if you buy a good item, here's the problem. So a lot of people do giveaways because they get into markets that are already too big. And, they want, take dog collars, for example. They'll give a bunch away in the beginning just to get sale velocity going. And then after the giveaway, they're still having issues because you're entering a market that's too big. What I would do is try to find products in small markets. And let me tell you, if you just run PPC in the beginning, if you buy good items, I haven't done a giveaway yet. I haven't given away anything. But if you get into the markets that have good demand, but not a lot of sellers, then if you just run PPC and get your product to the top, just by paying advertising, then your product will start to rank. And you'll start getting organic sales where you're not giving away tons and tons and tons of them. I don't know. I've heard that you don't rank as fast if you give them away because Amazon kind of takes that into account, knowing that you're not actually selling them. So if you just try to gain organic sales through PPC, your item will actually rank faster just because it's not... Hold on one sec. How would you get to the top with no reviews yet? Basically, you just... Okay, so if you want to talk about reviews, reviews don't get you to the top. Like, reviews don't equal rank. Reviews just help you sell your product because people are seeing that you have good reviews. But if you advertise your product and your product looks good, your listing looks good, your listing's optimized, then you'll start selling some organically. And then, like I talk about my course with reviews, is reach out to the buyers that purchase your product. So I'll give an example of what I did when I launched my product. So I launched it, I put PPC on, and basically it started getting some sales through PPC. And then in order to quickly get reviews, after the buyers were receiving the item, I would quickly reach out to them and say, hey, look, I would really appreciate if you gave me a review. Yes, it gives you credibility. That's, so I would get organic sales and then reach out to every buyer that purchased my product. And I would say, look, I would really appreciate a review from you. I'm trying to launch my product and, make sure that people know that it's a good product. I have a template in the course. You'll see you can't ask for a positive review. You can just ask for a review. But if your product's good, your listing's good, everything looks good, then they're going to leave you a good review. So any review is going to help you. So a lot of people stress the importance of a ton of reviews in the very beginning. Yes, you can play that game. You can play, the game of getting reviews from people that haven't bought your product. You can say, oh, buy my product, I'll give you your money back. You can leave a review. You can gain some reviews that way. But the reason that I don't recommend doing that is because Amazon has cracked down on trading reviews for refunds. And basically, they'll see if you have a review rate that's really high, then they'll know that you're just getting reviews from people that you're refunding. Because I think the average is like, usually you get one review for like every 75 to 100 purchases. So if you're getting 10 reviews and you've only sold like 15 of them, they're going to know something's going on and they're going to look into that. That's going to red flag it. So the thing about giveaways is I recommend giveaways for reviews, because let's say you give away 100 units and then you reach out to the buyers and say, I appreciate it if you would give me a review. So then if you can get 15 reviews out of those 100 you gave away, it doesn't draw a red flag because your percentage is still kind of high. So that's a good way to gain reviews pretty quick. So yeah, that's when it comes to reviews, I recommend organic sales. You'll get organic sales if you have a good product, because you're entering a market that is unproven, but has buyers waiting. So when you put your product on and run PPC and get your product in front of people, even without reviews, if your listing looks good, your photos look good, you're going to sell some. One of my products that I'm selling, 10 a day of, still has like one review. It's gaining velocity as we go, and it's starting to sell more every day, but it's a slower process because I didn't try to get reviews right in the very beginning. I'm just slowly messaging people saying, hey, can you please leave me a review? I just started doing that. I've only had the product listed for probably 2 weeks. But yeah, I gain organically. I play by the rules, because the one thing that I've seen happen is people are getting suspended because they're just getting unverified reviews from people saying, hey, you want to trade reviews with me? So Amazon's cracking down on that and they're suspending people. And then what they were doing is getting suspended trying to get a review. It's not worth it. You don't want to get suspended because you're trying to get a review. Amazon is such a huge opportunity that if you just play by the rules, you're going to do just fine. So, KS, I thought you couldn't ask for a review. No, that's not true. You can ask for a review. You can't ask for a positive review. That's the difference. So, you can't reach out to a buyer and say, hey, please leave me a positive review, because then Amazon is trying to get out. Hold on, we'll answer that one after. But Amazon wants honest reviews. That's their biggest concern, is making sure that the reviews that are left are actually honest. So you can reach out to buyers and you can say, please leave me a review if you would, if you have a couple minutes, I would really appreciate it. Mention that you're just launching your product and you're looking for reviews from people. Just don't mention the word positive. You don't want to say, oh, please leave me a positive review, because then Amazon thinks that you're trying to influence them. If you just say a review, then you're still leaving an honest option. They can leave you a negative review, but if your product's good, they're probably going to leave you a positive. So that's a way to gain reviews, just by making them aware that you're asking for one. I could show the template here. I'm not going to. The template is in the course. I don't know. For those of you that are already in the course, you could go into, it's in one of the review descriptions. I put the template of, what you can copy and paste and send to the buyer after they purchase your item, asking for a review in a very professional way. So that's what I recommend. It works, because I sold 50 units of my first product, asked every single buyer, for a review using that template, I ended up getting 10 reviews out of the 50 people. So, KS, I will, if you want, I don't know, are you in the course, KS? If not, I can send you the template that I use, and that would really help you, because all I do is I just copy and paste it. I suppose I could pull it up here. No, I'm not going to, because I have to go in the course and everything, but, I will, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just message you on YouTube. I'll send you the template for the course, for the review. Basically, it just covers, I really appreciate you purchasing the product, and then at the end, like you just said here, contact if you have any concerns or problems. That's exactly what you have to say. Basically, just say, if there's something wrong with the product, I'd really love to, like, help you with that concern. So, basically, if they have a problem, they'll probably come to you rather than leaving a review. But if they like the product, then, they will, yeah, I am. Yeah, you're in the course? Or, yeah, you're on Facebook. I don't know. Yeah, so, basically, you're eliminating the fact that they're gonna leave a negative review, because you're telling them, if you're not happy, then contact me, but if you like the product, please leave a review. So you're not asking for a positive, you're not, you know, that's not incentivizing anything. That's well within the rules. And I actually called Amazon before, you know, I taught that, because I didn't want to teach you guys something that would get anybody in trouble. So I called Amazon, I said, hey, look, if I use this template and I ask people, you know, for a review, is it okay? And the answer I got was, yeah, of course. They said, as long as you don't mention the word positive and you don't, like, try to incentivize the review for them, then it's well within the rules. You're just reminding them to leave a feedback. Okay. Oh, you're in the course. If you're in the course, then go in to, it's one of the review videos. I put it right in the description of the video, and it will show you the template that I use. You could even copy and paste it here, I don't care. Demeter, what do you think about reaching out to? Okay, so I go over reaching out to the top 1,000 reviewers in the course as well. That's another method I use in order to get reviews. So, what you can do there, here's what I recommend. So, I don't recommend giveaways. That's not my forte. I don't run giveaways in the beginning. What I do is I run a sale. So, let's say I just launched my product and it's still on page 10. What I do is I run a sale. So, let's say the product's $20. I run a sale and make it $1.99. So, what I'll do is I'll reach out to the top 1,000 reviewers and say, look, I just ran a sale on this product. I thought you'd really like it, and you could go purchase it. Send them the link to it, make them aware that there's a sale going on, because the reason they're top 1,000 reviewers is because they like to review items. They review pretty much everything they buy. So if you can get 10 of them to buy your product, then you're probably going to get at least 8 reviews. So you can run a sale. You're not incentivizing it, because that sale is available to everybody. That's the important part. You have to make sure that you don't say, look, I'll give you my product for $1.99 if you leave me a review. You can't do that. What you can do is make them aware that there's a sale going on your item and that you think that they would like it. Because if they can buy the product, they'll probably leave a review. And when you first launch your product and you're on whatever the last page is where people aren't even seeing your product yet, you're going to have time for them to get to your product and to buy it before a lot of other people see it, because you're still on the last page. So that's another thing I discussed when I called Amazon. I said, can I get reviews through running a sale and then having people purchase through the sale? So that's a really good way, because you'll get, 100 people to buy your product at that sale price, and then what you can do is reach out to all the buyers that purchase at the sale price and send them a message, the template saying, look, I'd really appreciate a review. now you have 100 potential people to leave you a review, and you sold 100 of them, even though you're not making anything on them. You still have 100 people that could possibly leave you a review. You'll probably get 10. That's great. So that's a good way to get organic reviews, is just run a sale, get people to the sale, get 100 of them sold, 150 of them sold, reach out to all of the buyers after the sale is over, and get reviews from them. That's a method that works really, really well. Running a sale and then reaching out to all the people that bought the product in the sale and asking for a review. Basically, it's just speeding up the process of organic sales, because you might sell 10 a day organically, so then you have to wait 10 days before you get 100 potential reviewers, where if you run a sale and you get 100 of them sold in one day, now you can just speed up that process of how quickly you get reviews. So I would definitely recommend a sale. I don't have too much experience when it comes to giveaways themselves, but that's my method. Is I get them in, I run a sale, I get a bunch of reviews in the beginning. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Depends on the product, depends how many are selling in day one. Because if I'm selling 10 a day, then usually what I'll do is just reach out to the 10 people that buy it that day, try to ask for a review. If I can get one review a day, in 20 days I'll have 20 reviews, my product will have good credibility, and from there I didn't have to give any away, I didn't lose any money in the beginning, and my product's well on its way. So you can do that. There's a couple different methods. Shoot, we've been going for an hour. I'm sorry, I talk way too much. That's something I've been trying to work on when it comes to like YouTube videos and the course videos. Is I have a tendency to talk a lot, and I like go into detail on other stuff that's not even important. Yeah, it's pretty close to a giveaway, so it's basically the same thing. But what I like about doing it as running a sale is that it gives you time to reach out to like the top 100 or top 1,000 reviewers and say, look, I'm running a sale on this product. It allows you time to do that before like all your products just get given away. So you're still losing money. Yeah, you are losing money. But like I said, it's more about reaching out to people and making them aware of this sale. So this isn't against the rules. If you run a sale for $2.99, you can reach out to whoever you want and tell them, look, I'm running a sale. Yeah, basically it's a targeted giveaway. So it gives you time to reach out to customers first and say, look, I'm offering my product at a discount rate for this amount of time. Because that's not incentivizing a review. All that's doing is offering that product to everybody and then making them aware of your product. So basically, it'd be like offering your product regularly and then telling people about it. Because Amazon sees that as not incentivized, because you're offering that product to everybody. Anybody has the potential to buy that product. You're not offering a discount to that one person directly. So they'll allow you to reach out to people and say, look, I just ran a sale on this product. I would really appreciate if you went and bought it. And then, leave me a review afterward. Let me know how you like it. If you don't like it, then contact me with any issues you have. You can do that because you're running the sale, giving it to multiple different people. You're not just giving them one incentivized discount. So that's something I do go over in the videos. If you guys are having trouble understanding that through the videos, I'll try to explain it better. But yeah, that's my method, is run a sale, and it lets you target. Because the problem with a giveaway is you might give away 100 units, but you might give them to new people on Amazon. You might not get the top 1,000 reviewers to get to your product, so you might give away 100 of them. Yes, your BSR is going to go up, but you're not going to gain reviews because, how many people in that 100 are going to give you a review? Yes, you could reach out to them later, but wouldn't it be easier if you knew that you were going to get reviews from some people because you reached out to them before, they purchased the product? So you can get more reviews that way. If you run a sale, reach out to specific people, get them to buy the product, talk to them about, leaving a review before they even see the sale, and then, you can gain reviews faster at that using that method. That's my favorite method of getting reviews, is to run a sale and reach out to specific people before you know, they're all bought up. Because eventually, once your BSR does start to go up, like once people start buying at the sale price and the BSR goes up, other people are going to start seeing the sale because you're ranking up faster. But in the beginning, you're on the last page, so nobody's going to see your product. So it will give you time to reach out to people so that they can see the product before anybody else does. KS, did you ever get to the template? Did you get a chance to see the template? But yeah, like Sammy said before, if your ultimate goal is just to yeah, the sales do count toward your BSR. I believe I saw something the other day that they don't fully count unless I think it has to be like 45% of the full price in order to count as a full sale. So they won't rank quite as fast. That's just kind of a guess on some people's count because Amazon doesn't release that information. But you will see that your sales velocity will go up. Same with discount, with running a giveaway. I don't recommend running giveaways because I don't like do them myself. If you want to run a giveaway, I'm not going to tell you you can't do it or that you shouldn't do it because some people do have good success with that method. Well, I'm just like, if I was going to lose money like in the start, I would want to run just a sale and have a chance to try to gain reviews in the beginning. Because I'm losing money, I want to at least gain reviews and some velocity. So I would rather, you know who's buying my product and make sure I'm getting some reviews in the beginning. But yeah, those sales extreme discounts still count. Yeah, so they do count toward your BSR. I don't know if they count like the same as a full sale. Like if you sell your product for full price, I think it does help increase your rank a little bit quicker. Okay, yes, no, you didn't get to the template. Okay, I will reach out to you and just send it to you, or I'll tell you what video that it's in. I'm pretty sure it's in the description. Can you guys see the descriptions? Yeah, that does. I think 45 is that percentage as well. They won't count it as a verified review unless it's 45% of the price, but it still counts toward your review. That's why I do recommend, like, if you find a good product, I definitely recommend just getting organic sales because a verified review looks so much better than an unverified review. So if you're getting, if you get 10 full price sales in that first day, then, now you have a potential to get, maybe 2 verified reviews if you reach out to all 10 of them. So I would just run that method. But if you're just trying to get velocity, then just run that sale, reach out to them, get some reviews going as well. You can do either method. I recommend the sale because I recommend trying to get some sort of review from the people that you're losing money on. Let's see. Down to 3. Uh-oh, we might be cutting this soon. Alright, I think that might be it. I don't know, do you guys have any other questions? Like I said, if you're doing good product research and you know what you're looking for, you find a good product, then you probably don't even have to run a giveaway. The problem with giveaways is a lot of people are buying products that don't have, like, they're getting into markets with a lot of competition already, so then they run the giveaway in order to gain a higher BSR at a faster rate. Yeah, no problem. But, like, if you're trying to gain BSR at a faster rate, you can do that with a good product with organic sales really quickly. Like, my products, all of them, yeah, I ran the sale, but that wasn't even in order to gain BSR. I was just trying to quickly get more people to leave me reviews. Like, I was trying to gain my reviews faster, so I ran a sale on, I think I gave away like 50 of them, but I lowered my price to $199, and then I just reached out to all of the top 1,000 reviewers, and basically I said, hey, I'd appreciate if you bought my product. I got like 20 of them to buy my product at the discounted rate. I got a bunch of reviews just from that, and then my product was selling itself organically, and that's where my BSR was ranking at a faster rate, because I was selling them myself, and then I started reaching out to the customers, and I didn't really even have to lose that much. And some of my products I haven't lost anything on. The first day I listed them, I was getting 5-6 sales, and then from, even if you get 4 or 5 sales in your first product organically, you can use those as springboards, because then you can reach out to 4 or 5 customers and say, hey, look, you know, please leave me a review. If you get 2 reviews, starts to springboard, starts to snowball a little bit, and you'll start going up the ranks faster. And from there, basically, it's going to look the same as if you had run, you know, if you had run a giveaway, gave away 50 items, then after 10 days, you'll be at that 50 items, you'll start snowballing. You didn't have to lose any money. That's a big thing for a lot of people, is because they don't have tons of money to spend in the beginning when they first start selling on Amazon, so they don't have the money to do a huge giveaway. You know, if you have a bunch of money, and that's, you know, that's what I should have said before. If you have a bunch of money, run a giveaway. Yes, it's going to increase your BSR at a quicker rate. The reason I don't recommend it is because a lot of people don't have that much money. So what you can do if you have time but you don't have money is buy a product that will sell organically in the beginning, start to snowball it. You'll start getting those reviews, but, you know, and you'll start ranking your BSR faster. But if your goal is just quickly get your BSR up, if you're like, oh, I just want to, you know, really start ranking my product, start selling really fast, and you have a bunch of money to spend, then do that, because that will get your BSR up at a quicker rate. Yes, you're going to lose money. So it just kind of depends on where you are. If you have a bunch of money to sink into it, then run a giveaway in the beginning. If you don't have a bunch of money to sink into it, then don't run a giveaway in the beginning, because you'll, like, it'll just take a little bit more time to snowball into getting your BSR up. One of my products I think I started like 250,000 as my rank. There weren't too many products in that category. I started on page 2. So I was on page 2. I ran PPC on day 1. Let's see, I think I sold probably 4 or 5. And after I sold 4 or 5, my BSR went up so much that I was on page 1. I was like number 8 or something. And, you know, from there I was able to climb up to number 3 without even having to spend any money doing a giveaway. Yes, I ran PPC for a little bit, but I found that running PPC is a better method for that item than doing a giveaway. So don't give up on the power of PPC. I think that that can be just as powerful as a giveaway if you have a product that's in a market that doesn't have tons of competition. The reason that so many of these people tell you you have to do a giveaway is because they're not telling you what markets to look for. They're not telling you what products to look for. Let me give you an example. So in the course, I talk about differentiating. So let's say that you're the only person offering an item, okay? Or there's only one other person offering that specific product. If you list that product and then you run PPC, guess what? You're going to be the only only listing with that exact product, and everybody's going to have no other choice than to buy yours or to buy the second person. So then you're going to go organic sales that way. So you don't even have to run a giveaway because people will see your product. But let's say you jump into a market like I was talking about before, the dog collars. guess what? You're going to have to run a huge giveaway. Like, you're going to have to give away tons of them just to get somewhere close. You know, it's going to take a heck of a lot longer to try to get anywhere close to the top because you have such a far mountain to climb. So we're looking at markets that aren't really even going to require giveaways because you're going to be on page 1 or 2 in the first, the first time you list. And then as you get a couple organic sales with PPC, you're going to climb up, you're going to get onto page 1. And then from there, you're going to get to, where you want to be for specific keywords without even running a giveaway. So I'm sorry, I'm not the best guy when it comes to giveaways. I know how they work. I know what to look for. But with my listings and my method, I don't even really have to run giveaways. That's why I'm not the best when it comes to that, because my products, I haven't had to lose any money on them because they kind of sell themselves. So that's what we're looking for. If you're having trouble with that, then reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to, if you have a product and you're saying, well, I don't know if I should run a giveaway, I don't know how, where I'm going to rank when I first list my item. It just depends. Like, so what I would do is just search that keyword and see, how many pages are there? Where are you going to be for this specific keyword? And, try to guess from there. If you're going to be on page, if you're going to be on page 40 when you first list your item, well, I would run a giveaway because you have such a high mountain to climb. It's going to take such a long time just to get, anywhere close to the top that will really speed up your BSR. But if you're listing a product that on some keywords is going to be on page 2 or even on page 1 when you first start, you don't have to run a giveaway because then you can get organic sales right from the start. And that's something that's not stressed enough, is the fact that if you have a good item that is in keywords that really don't have much competition, you'll get organic sales on day 1. I've seen it a ton of times. I would love to, talk to somebody else that's had success listing a product and they got sales on day 1 because they got in a market that had buyers, but there weren't too many competitors selling that product, so you got sales right away. That's how it happened for me. So luckily, I haven't had to lose a bunch of money, but on certain products, I know you're going to have to run a giveaway because you have to try to get to the top. So yeah, that's it. You're welcome for answering the questions. Eventually, we got to 7 people today, which isn't, awesome, but like I said, we're just launching the course. It was launched Friday, and we've had a lot of success so far. I'm really happy with where we've gotten. I've had probably, I think we have like 100 students right now. So that's pretty good. That we can grow from there. For 5 days to get 100 students, that's pretty exciting. And the other thing that's encouraging, the reason that I wanted to get students to start with was I knew that the students that started the course would all say that it was a great deal for $199 because I think it is. And I just wanted verification from some people that, wow, this is really worth $199. And I knew that there was no way to get that through to people without them actually getting to the course, because until you see everything that it offers, everything that it covers, as well as I'm going to do these Q&As, I'm going to do live streams on YouTube answering everybody's questions. I'm going to be really active on Facebook. You're going to have direct access to me, which I think is, really good for the price of the course, because I see these courses that are $1,000 that are run by, gurus who haven't had success on Amazon in quite a while. Maybe they started selling 5 years ago and, they had their products listed right in the very beginning and they knew how to use Jungle Scout then, but they don't even understand how Amazon works now. So I've seen a lot of those where they don't even offer help. That's the biggest thing. They'll give you the course and, they'll be like, yes, thank you for your money, sucker. Yeah, thanks for the $1,200. And then you go, wow, I'm stuck. And then you're elsewhere trying to find help because the guy that just, charged you $1,200 for his course is out in Tahiti on vacation and not being able to help anybody, or doesn't even care about helping anybody because he's got your money. So that's the important thing I wanted to get out there, was the fact that the course is well worth the $199. the fact that I'm going to be here doing Q&As, answering questions, helping people when they're stuck. Yeah, exactly. Their main source of income became the course, not Amazon. And that's so important, because if your main source is the course, and like, you know, you're focused on just the course and how can I make more money selling the course, then guess what? You're going to get stuck behind with the Amazon part. They're going to be, you know, they won't understand what's going on in Amazon. That's why so many of them still focus on, well, go on Jungle Scout and you'll find a bunch of products there, because they probably haven't went and tried to find a product themselves in a long time. I'm still finding products. I'm doing research every day still. So I understand, like, what's relevant. And as far as, like, the giveaway goes, I hope that I have to run a giveaway. I might just run one so I have more information for you guys. But I'm just being honest. Like, I could have just told you, oh, yeah, I run giveaways all the time. I'm, like, a professional when it comes to giveaways. I'm not a professional when it comes to giveaways, because my product research hasn't allowed me to run a giveaway because my products sell themselves. But, you know, I hope to learn that with you. And, you know, as Amazon changes and as the process of finding products changes, I'm going to be right there to teach you guys what's working for me. So that's what you're going to get. It's the one-time payment of $199, and then you get lifetime access to the course. Every time I update videos, you're going to get those for free. I'm always going to update videos. I'm always going to post new YouTube content. You're going to get access to the Facebook page. You know, it's a one-time payment, and you get everything for the rest of your life. I've seen these guys that pay, you know, they charge $1,000 for their course, and then, you know, afterward, they charge you for new modules. Oh, I have a new module. You know, if you want that module, now you have to pay me another $500. Why? You already paid $1,000 for the course. Isn't that enough? No. You know, they want to find more ways to supplement their income using their the course, because that's now their main source of income. So yeah, you're dead on, and I think a lot of people are not missing that. You know, they're not missing the fact that I'm not trying to call out Tan or anything, but I thought it was really bad the other day. I happened to run across his course, and I saw that he changed his price back to $497. Now, that's great. You know, I'm glad his course price went down again. But you know why he said he brought it down? It wasn't because he cared so much about his students. It wasn't because, you know, oh, I really want to make the course affordable for you guys. He brought it back to $497 because he figured out that nobody was dumb enough to pay $797 for it. You know, some people did, and I'm not saying that, you know, oh, you're dumb for paying that. That's what Tanner does. He tells you that, oh, you need to spend $797 on this course because you're going to learn everything from it. And then, you know, he dropped the price back down to $497 because he figured out that he was making less money. He admitted in the course. He said, oh, I wasn't making as, you know, as much money selling it for $797, so I brought it back down to help myself. It wasn't to help you guys. And then the people that paid $797, he screwed them over too, because he said, I'm not giving you a refund even if you paid the higher amount. That's a bunch of garbage. You know, right now, I'm not changing my course price. It's $199, plus you get everything. I'll never charge you another dime. Even if the course price eventually went up to $249 or whatever, if you pay the $199 or if you're in the course already, I'm never charging you again. Never. I'm not going to charge you for a module. If I upload something, course price stays the same. You pay nothing. So that's the difference. That's what I'm hoping to get across to people, and that's the hardest problem for me right now, is advertising. I'm not a professional when it comes to advertising. I know how to make money on e-commerce. I know the process of e-commerce. But this whole course thing was not my idea. I didn't try to launch this course because I said, oh, I can make a ton of money selling a course. That wasn't the goal. The thing is that I had a lot of people that were seeing my success, and basically they said, look, I would pay you to teach me to sell on Amazon your method. And I said, well, I guess the best way to do that, you know, I didn't have an hour to give each student every day. So instead what I did was I decided, okay, I'm just going to create a course, make it really reasonable. That way I'm reaching out to a bunch of people, and, you know, I can teach everybody at the same time and upload videos and information that gets to everybody. And some people, I did have some people, this one lady was like, you know, I hope that you monetize everything that you do. Like, she was mad that I wasn't going to give her all my information for free. Like, you know, this was before the course was created. She wanted me to give her my methods and how I do everything for free. I said, well, you know, what, I'm going to take the time out of my day and hours out of my time that I could be doing product research and making money in order to teach you specifically. You know, I can't, I'm trading my time, you know, for this course. And I'm not trying to get rich off the course, but I do use it. You know, the $199 sale price allows me to focus on the course a little bit more. And, you know, it takes away some of my time from actually selling on Amazon. So I do have to get something for that. So that's why there is a $199 price. But, you know, I think that for everything you're getting, the additional information in the future, it's a really good deal. So how long have you been going with Amazon? Ooh, Amazon. So I probably, oh shoot, that's a tough one. Like I said, I got started in college, because, like I said before, I started, oh, hey, what's up, dude? So, like, I started in college because you probably weren't here before when I was explaining in the beginning. Basically what happened was I was selling on eBay before, and I noticed that, yes, it was great income. I was making really good money on eBay, but the only time I was making money was when I was working and putting a lot of time into it. You know, I was spending hours a day doing research, trying to find products for eBay. I was going to yard sales, I was going to auctions, I was going all over the place to sell on eBay. Was really good money, but it was taking up my time. So I said, I need to find a way where I can go to class, where I can study, and still make money on the side, only working a couple hours a day. And that's when I came across Amazon. And that's what FBA offers. Is I don't think a lot of people understand this. This is why Amazon is so great. So let's say that if you were to start your own company and you were to hire the amount of work that Amazon does for you, do you know how many employees you'd have to have? You know, because they do all the work. And I've seen people complain about the fees that Amazon charges, which is ridiculous. You know how much it would cost you in order to pay the employees that are doing all the work for your products? So before, I could ship out probably 100 items a day. No, not 100 items a day. I could probably do 20 items a day. I remember on eBay, I was selling 20 items a day. I was so overwhelmed trying to ship out 20 things, it was ridiculous. So that's why I was like, okay, Amazon, I can sell 500 items a day or 600 items a day because I'm not doing any of the work. And I just started doing the math, and that's when I really started on Amazon, was because I said, look, I can increase the amount of items I sell every day by a ton because I'm not doing the work. I still sell on eBay. I'm still sending items out, you know, on eBay because that's a good side income. And if some of you want to get into eBay, I'd be more than happy to teach you that too. But Amazon is the best way because it allows you to sell tons of items, and you can go do whatever you want to do. If you have a full-time job, you can do that. If you want to go relax, you can do that. It just allows you so much free time and opportunity to continue to sell more. And the greatest part is, once you get it automated and you get your items shipped right from the supplier to the warehouse and you don't have to touch them, you could sell an unlimited amount of items every day with Amazon because you don't take your time, you know, picking them up or shipping them out. It's all done for you, so you just keep making more money every time you find a new product. So it doesn't take time, and that's what I figured out in college. So I said, okay, I'm going to go after this, and basically it's going to allow me more free time if I have them do all the work for me, and that's how it works. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you probably know that, and that's why you're here trying to sell on Amazon, because you want that free time, you want the extra income without having to give up any of your actual time. So let me tell you, the best feeling in the world is once you start making money, not giving your time up. You know, do you use freight forwarders? Yes. Like, you only need freight forwarders if you do, if you're shipping with sea. because basically what they're doing is they're forwarding your pallets from the boat. You need a forwarder from mainland China, wherever you buy your product from. They put it on the boat, and then from the boat you need another freight forwarder to get it from the port when it comes in to your house or to the warehouse if you have it shipped directly. So I did use a freight forwarder for one of my products because it is a little bit big, and I had to have it shipped on the boat because air shipping just wasn't an option. So basically, the best way to do that, if you have questions with freight forwarders, the absolute best way to learn about that whole process is to find one of the companies with Alibaba, one of the suppliers, that's willing to do all of that work for you. So I'll just keep going with this. So basically, I just had them shipped directly to my house from the supplier. So basically, it was door-to-door shipping. They handle all the freight forwarding. So I learned about the freight forwarding process, and they covered it all. So I didn't even have to contact any. And then after that, I kind of figured out how to contact my own and how to set up freight forwarding. But it's really helpful if you just find a supplier that's willing to set up the freight forwarding for you the first time so you can see how it all works and understand it. So yeah, if you find a product, mention the first time, say, I don't have too much experience with freight forwarding. Is it possible? Could you set it up for me? And sometimes they'd be willing to help you with the freight forwarding process. So you could do that, or I will have another video. My goal is to upload a list of all the freight forwarders in the country so that'll help everybody. So for the first few shipments, if you want it shipped quick, you don't need them. No, not at all. So freight forwarding is only if you do by sea, because basically if you order by air, so let me see, I don't have, so see that one right back there? That box just came in with FedEx Express. They shipped it Air Express, and basically FedEx covers everything. The supplier will ship the product. They'll put the label on the product. They'll get it in the mail, and then like the tax and duty fee and customs and stuff like that, FedEx covers that for you. So that makes it really easy. You don't have to deal with customs or anything. They will bill you like for the customs fees, though. Like that box there, I think I ordered 6 of those, and the custom fee was somewhere around $175. They just billed it to my card. So it was really easy, though, because I ordered it. I gave them my address to ship it to. It was basically just like ordering something online, getting it shipped to your house. The guy with the FedEx Express truck, he comes, he drops it off. It's right here. I have all my products in now. Didn't have to deal with anything other than the supplier, because I gave the supplier my address. I said door-to-door shipping, air price for this. He gave me the quote. It worked for me. I said, okay, get it ready. He produced the item. He got me the good thing about air shipping, too, is you get the tracking number with FedEx or UPS or whoever they use. You can track it the whole way. It told me when it was going to be here. I got it all set. Yeah. So as far as like shipping fees go, basically the company pays, like the supplier will pay for those before, so they just ship it to you. They'll tell you what the cost is. That's so a box like that, I think that whole order was, the products themselves I think cost me $2,000 or something, and then shipping, he told me what the shipping was going to be. So just combine the shipping and the cost of the item and bunch that all into the cost of the product itself. And if that leaves you enough profit, then go for it. Some people get discouraged by shipping fees. They're like, oh, shipping's a lot. But just put it together. So let's say you have 100 units and it's $200 or $2 for each unit to make, and then shipping's $1 a unit. Then it's $3 a unit, and then you see from there whether or not you can make a profit at that price. So just combine the shipping cost and the price of the unit all into the price of the unit so that you know exactly what you're paying for each one. Taxes and duties, those can vary, but I think as far as tax and duty go, I think you can just calculate. You could like ask the supplier, basically like how much is it going to be around. Tax and duties aren't really that much. Like there were 6 boxes there. It was $175, so it's like $30 a box. With all the units in the boxes, it came down to, what was it? It's probably like an extra 30 cents a unit. It just depends on what your product is. Another product I had freight forwarded with taxes and duties, there were, it was like 2 or 3 pallets full of products. There were like 50 boxes, and the total tax and duty cost was $400. So it was even cheaper for that one. So it just kind of depends. Tax and duty fees can vary. It's funny though, because like air shipping, I don't know exactly why this happened, but a couple of my orders I haven't had tax and duty charges from FedEx, and then some of them I have. So I guess you say you get the unit shipped here. Yeah. Yeah, you can have them shipped directly to Amazon. Like I was telling you earlier, basically what I do is I get these ones shipped to my house. This is my first order of this product. I haven't seen it before. I got the sample, but I haven't seen it in bulk quantity yet. So, Canada's probably different. I mean, they have your warehouses. Can you not, I'm not aware of Canada, as far as, like, their warehouses go. You can probably have them shipped directly to a Canadian warehouse. I'm not sure what the process is as far as shipping them to a U.S. warehouse and trying to sell them. Yeah, basically, so if you're in Canada, I would definitely recommend have them shipped directly to the Canadian warehouse, and then, yeah, so just wherever you are, if your country has Amazon set up with like an FBA warehouse, then have them shipped to that and get, like, try to understand your own market first and how it works in your country, and then you have to figure out, like KS said, with the bank account and the LLC, because you have to be a registered U.S. company, and you have to have the EIN, which is important because when you sign up for Amazon, like where I am in the U.S., if you're not in the U.S., I have to have a either a social security number or an EIN. So if you don't have those, you can't sell in the U.S. market. So you have to get an EIN first. But as far as I know, I just get mine shipped to my house, the first order, and then after that, I get them shipped directly to the warehouse because I know that the products look good, I know what I like. But like I said, I'm in the U.S., so it's not hard for me to have them shipped directly to the U.S. warehouse. So I assume it's the same for your country. Like, I don't know, KS, you're in Canada. Can you have them shipped directly from the, .ca. So yeah, you can have them shipped directly from the supplier to the warehouse in your country, but it's different to have them shipped directly from the supplier to a U.S. because you have to be set up in the U.S. market with a bank account, with a registered company and an EIN number. You can't get an EIN number without being a registered company, so it's a little bit more confusing. I will try. Like I said, my intention wasn't to create a course in the beginning. Like, my goal was, I was selling really well on Amazon. People wanted to learn my success, my method. So that's what I'm teaching is my method. This is what I do. But as I grow in this course, like as I expand and I start, helping more people, I want to be able to help everybody outside of just my method, because I want to make sure that everybody in these other markets knows exactly what they're doing too. So if you're in Canada, I would love to come up with these questions. I'm going to post videos. I don't know, maybe I'll just create another section of like the course that some people can skip if they're, in the US, but I'll just create a section for international sellers answering all your questions when it comes to international stuff. Like I said, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that because, I know my method. I know exactly what I do to be successful on Amazon, but I don't live in another country. I don't know what the selling it on Amazon from another country is. I know basic stuff like you need to be a registered U.S. company. You have to have an EIN number, but I'll learn more and I'll help you guys when it comes to international Amazon and what's going on. You just signed up for it. Yeah, so that's the process. You can ship it directly to your country, not foreign though. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with that because I can have them shipped directly to the warehouses here. And I would assume that whatever country you're in, you can have them shipped directly to a warehouse in your country and sell in your market. But as far as selling in the U.S., I know that's where everybody wants to get because the U.S. is the biggest Amazon market. I'll go into that. I'll try to figure out exactly what you need to do to be able to ship directly to the Amazon warehouse from your country. I'm not super knowledgeable about that because I don't have experience when it comes to international shipments from a foreign country to the U.S. Warehouses if I'm not in the U.S. So, yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Oh boy, we're going on an hour and 40 minutes here. It's I gotta go pretty soon. Try to answer all your questions as well as I possibly can. Like I said, I just launched this course on Friday. Before I launched the course, I knew exactly what I was doing. I know everything to do with my method and what I do. That's why I know how to teach well. And now that I'm helping more people and all these questions are coming in, I know that I have to learn a little bit more, especially when it comes to foreign countries, because I haven't had experience with that. So now that I'm a course teacher and now that I have people asking me questions, I need to become more knowledgeable with those markets. But I've been so focused on the course and creating videos and stuff that I haven't had time to get to that stuff. So give me a little bit of time. I'll start adding international sections to the course as I learn. I'll show you, look, this is what you can do to sell in the U.S. market from other countries, stuff like that. So, what we could do actually, what would be fun is if I could find an international seller that has some success on Amazon, that knows what they're doing. Are you thinking of expanding to other Amazon markets? Yeah, probably eventually I will. But for right now, I'm having good success finding products. And it's not a huge deal to me because I can sell just in the U.S., keep it less complicated for right now. And basically, I'll just keep adding new products into the U.S. market and keep expanding my sales that way. But, if I have a really high demand product, if I have products selling a couple thousand units, then yeah, it's really popular and I will want to expand into other markets. But for right now, I think that just adding new products to the U.S. market is going to be really good. So I'm okay with just staying in the U.S. market. Yeah, I'll continue to learn about foreign stuff, and basically I'll just add that to the course as we go. So if you're trying to figure that out, like I was saying, if you're in a foreign market and you have success selling in the U.S. market, if you know anything about that, then I would love to do a one-on-one video with you with like a live stream, because that would help people seeing somebody else doing that process. I can teach you about it. I can, eventually I'll be able to give you information when it comes to international selling and selling, in the U.S. market from your country. I can help you with that eventually once I learn more, but it would be really helpful if I could find somebody that is already having success in a foreign market. And basically what I'll do is I'll just have you do a live stream video with me, talk about how you sell in the U.S. market from a foreign country, and give direct information to all of the members that are foreign. Because I can teach you, but without doing the process myself, it's going to be a little bit harder to explain than somebody that is actually doing the process. It's really easy to explain something that you're doing, but it's a lot harder to try to explain something that you don't have too much experience in. I have a lot of experience selling on Amazon, selling with FBA, but I'm not in a foreign country, so I don't understand how selling in the U.S. market from a foreign country really works. So if you have experience selling on Amazon from a foreign country in the U.S. market, please get a hold of me. I would love to do a one-on-one video with you and have you help explain that process. 6 likes out of 7 people. Yeah, it's got to be some sort of record. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm super glad though. I'm glad that everybody likes the content. I was a little bit scared starting the course for real because I didn't I wasn't sure, is this information really relevant? What am I doing differently? Why am I having success on Amazon when other people are struggling? What was I doing differently? So I was really glad once I started to see people having success and seeing people say, wow, this method really is different outside the box. I'm having success with it so far. So I've grown to be more confident in my method because I know that it's giving people success and giving people hope after they haven't, really seen any success using other methods. So yeah, I'm really excited that the course has done that so far. My courses, the response I've gotten from the course are really positive. I haven't had anybody yet say that, oh, I hated your course, or it's a ripoff for $199. That's great. I have had some people say it's a little bit tough to load. I'm not sure if the pausing in the videos is due to when I uploaded them or something like that, or if it's just the website itself. So if you're having problems with it buffering a little bit, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure that out. I need to invest in a new computer. I have a decent camera, but my computer is a little bit older. It's probably 3 years old now, so it doesn't process quite as fast. But yeah, I think that we might have to cut it for today. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to answer 2 more questions. So if you want to be one of the 2 questions answered, you should ask them right now. I'm going to answer 2 more, and then we're going to cut today. So this was just live stream number 1. I'm going to try to do 1 live stream every week. So if you have questions, this can be a great way for them to get answered without me having to reach out to everybody on Facebook or through YouTube messages. I can just wait, and during the week, I'll try to answer all the questions on here. I know, I've seen other live streams when it comes to question answering, and they'll skip through. They'll pick, the same guy every time. They'll skip messages from people every single time. They'll skip through. They'll look at 5 messages and pick 1. I really do want to try to get to each and every one of you. So, today, we haven't had too many people. We have 7 people watching. So it's not too hard to answer all the questions. Eventually, there will be more questions, but I'll try to answer, 1 question from each person to make sure that everybody's getting answered. So maybe we don't have 2 more people. Do we not have 2 more questions? If not, that's okay too. That's good. That means you guys are trying, understanding it. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Are you guys good? Let's get some comments going. Are we good? Do we have 6 likes on the video? I can't see that yet. Maybe I can. Oh. Alright. Yo, could somebody... Next time, more questions. Alright, yeah, sounds good. Thanks, dude. So, yeah, next time we will have more questions. Like I said, I'm going to do this again next week. So, if you have questions, if you're coming up with, questions for the week, write them down. Say, oh, next week during the live stream, I'd really love to ask more questions. I really want to know this. Write your questions down, ask them next time we do a live stream, and that'd be awesome. I would love to answer all your questions. So I'm going to do this once a week. This is just to help show that I'm invested in this course and my students. I'm not here to make money because you guys doing this live stream, I'm not making any money. I'm just helping you guys that already have the course. So this is just to show you that I'm really interested in helping people. This is not about me making money. Tanner's course the other day, he said, I'm lowering my price because I want to make a bunch of money. This course is about me making money. That's why are you teaching a course if it's all about you? So I'm going to help you guys out, and I'll be back next week. Come with questions, and yeah, I'll see you all next week then. So